Self-pity is our worst enemy, and if we yield to it, we can never do anything wise in this world. Helen Keller. These powerful words, spoken by someone who overcame unimaginable challenges, resonate deeply with the human experience. Self-pity, while seemingly offering temporary comfort, ultimately becomes a cage of our own making. It traps us in a cycle of negativity, preventing us from reaching our full potential. We've all been there, clinging to perceived injustices and allowing negativity to cloud our judgment. But true strength lies in recognizing this pattern and choosing a different path, one paved with self-compassion and a commitment to growth. This journey begins with understanding the insidious nature of self-pity and how it subtly undermines our well-being. It's about recognizing the signs, acknowledging the triggers, and actively choosing to shift our perspective toward empowerment. Self-pity whispers insidious doubts, convincing us that we are victims of circumstance, powerless to change our fate. It thrives on comparisons, magnifying our shortcomings while diminishing our accomplishments. This negativity can manifest in various ways, often disguised as justifications for inaction or self-sabotaging behavior. We might find ourselves making excuses for not pursuing our goals, blaming external factors instead of taking responsibility for our choices. Procrastination becomes a comfortable refuge, shielding us from the perceived risks of putting ourselves out there. The trap is sprung when we allow these thoughts to dictate our actions, keeping us stuck in a cycle of negativity and missed opportunities. Recognizing these patterns is the first step toward breaking free. The danger of self-pity lies not only in its ability to hinder our progress, but also in the toll it takes on our emotional well-being. When we dwell in negativity, we create a breeding ground for anxiety, stress, and even depression. Our relationships suffer as we withdraw from others, seeking solace in isolation. The weight of these negative thoughts can become overwhelming, casting a shadow over every aspect of our lives. It's like carrying around a heavy backpack filled with rocks of self-doubt and resentment. This burden prevents us from experiencing the joy and lightness of being present in the moment. It colors our perceptions, making it difficult to see the good in ourselves and the world around us. I vividly recall a time when I allowed self-pity to take root in my own life. After experiencing a professional setback, I retreated into a shell of negativity. I replayed the events in my mind, focusing on perceived injustices and allowing bitterness to cloud my judgment. Instead of viewing this setback as an opportunity for growth, I allowed it to define me. I felt powerless, convinced that my dreams were out of reach. It wasn't until I consciously chose to shift my perspective that I began to heal. I realized that dwelling in self-pity was not serving me. It was only perpetuating the cycle of negativity. I made a conscious effort to focus on my strengths, to acknowledge my resilience, and to embrace the lessons learned from my experience. Section 5. Practical steps to silence the inner critic. Breaking free from the grip of self-pity requires conscious effort and a willingness to challenge our negative thought patterns. It's about silencing that inner critic who whispers doubts and replacing those whispers with affirmations of strength and resilience. One powerful technique is to practice gratitude. When we focus on the good in our lives, no matter how small, we shift our perspective away from lack and toward abundance. Keeping a gratitude journal can be a transformative practice, allowing us to track our blessings and appreciate the beauty that surrounds us. Another key strategy is to cultivate self-compassion. We all make mistakes. It's part of being human. Instead of berating ourselves for our shortcomings, let's practice kindness and understanding towards ourselves. Section 6. Embracing imperfection. The key to freedom. The pursuit of perfection is a recipe for self-sabotage. When we set unrealistic expectations for ourselves, we are bound to fall short, fueling the cycle of self-pity. True freedom comes from embracing our imperfections, recognizing that our flaws are not weaknesses, but rather opportunities for growth and learning. Think of it this way. A beautiful mosaic is not created from perfectly uniform tiles. It's the unique imperfections, the cracks and variations in color, that give it character and depth. The same holds true for us. It's our imperfections that make us interesting, relatable, and ultimately human. When we can embrace our whole selves, flaws and all, we open ourselves up to a world of possibilities. Section 7. The power of gratitude and perspective. Gratitude is the antidote to self-pity. When we focus on what we are grateful for, we shift our attention away from what we lack and towards the abundance that already exists in our lives. It's about appreciating the simple things: the roof over our heads, the love of family and friends, the beauty of nature. Perspective is equally important. When we find ourselves feeling sorry for ourselves, it's helpful to step back and consider the bigger picture. Are our problems really that bad in the grand scheme of things? Often, we allow our own narrow perspective to distort our perception of reality. By expanding our view, we gain a sense of proportion and realize that our challenges, while real, are often surmountable. Section 8. Choosing hope and building resilience. Overcoming self-pity is not a one-time event, but rather a continuous process of choosing hope over despair, resilience over resignation. It's about cultivating an inner strength that allows us to weather life's storms with grace and determination. Building resilience takes time and effort. It involves developing healthy coping mechanisms for stress, such as exercise, meditation, or spending time in nature. It also means surrounding ourselves with supportive people who uplift us and encourage our growth. Most importantly, it's about believing in ourselves, in our ability to overcome challenges, to learn from our mistakes, and to create a life filled with purpose and meaning. Section 9. A brighter path awaits. Choosing to break free from self-pity is a courageous act of self-love. It's about recognizing our own worthiness and refusing to be defined by negativity. It's about embracing our power to create a brighter future, one filled with purpose, joy, and fulfillment. Remember, you are not defined by your circumstances. You are capable of achieving great things. Choose to let go of self-pity and step into the fullness of who you are meant to be. The path ahead may not always be easy, but it will be infinitely more rewarding than remaining trapped in a cage of our own making. The journey begins with a single step, a conscious decision to choose hope, to cultivate self-compassion, and to embrace the incredible power that lies within each and every one of us. The time to break free is now. A brighter path awaits.